I would like to call this meeting to order, and can everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on the agenda is the approval of the December 9th, 2024 meeting minutes. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Debbie, who approved them? I didn't hear the motion.
I motion.
Motion?
Okay, you need to speak
Second.
into the microphones.
Sorry.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is, well, Wiglowski, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, because I'm not good with that, but located at 246-252 South Mountain Road in Wingdale, New York. They're coming for two variants. One is a reduced frontage, and the other is for an acre variance. Can you state your name and?
Yes, hi.
present your
My name
project?
is Richard Zapp. I'm with Zarecki and Associates. I'm here to represent Mr. Wenglowski this evening. The application we have in front of you is for two variances, as you mentioned, for a proposed three-lot subdivision. It's an existing 40-lot or 40-acre subdivision. It has two existing residences on it and an existing detached garage, and the owner is proposing to subdivide it into three parcels.
Can I interrupt 1 second?
Sure.
I forgot to motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's okay. So the proposal is to subdivide the property, subdivide the two existing residences, and then the third lot is an existing detached garage. That would be Lot 3. Because the property has very limited frontage on Southeast Mountain Road, we would need a frontage variance for Lot 2. There's only approximately 77 existing feet of frontage for that parcel. And for the whole back, even though that looks like a road running up along the bottom property line there, that's an old dirt road. The road actually tapers away down the mountain. So that lot would require a variance for the frontage, and the Lot 3 would require a variance for lot area, being a rear lot in the subdivision. The required amount is twice the zoning requirements for the area. Zoning in this area is 5 acres, so it would be required for a rear lot 10 acres. Because we're trying to draw a property line between existing structures, the best fit would be, as you can see it here, which would require approximately 1.2 acre variance for the lot area on that lot. All the structures and all the driveways and improvements on the property are existing. No new improvements are proposed.
Okay. All right, I have a couple of questions. I was looking at it, I was wondering if you can pivot that lot 3 property line. I mean, because it's a 30-foot setback from the building, to get more acreage, to get closer to the 10 acres, if possible?
If we had to, we could. It would create a lot line that would then go behind the existing dwelling on Lot 2. Certainly, we could make that and try to create that larger lot.
Yeah, like it parallel
But
to
it-
the back, the rear lot
Yeah, all
line
of a
maybe,
sudden, there's a
possible?
lot line that's running behind that house. So we were trying not to do that. If we had to, we could. But because these are all existing structures, this is what we consider the best fit. And still, it's close to the intent of the code for the, twice the zoning code for the area. We're not that far off. So it would be the best fit. If we had to, yes, we could
Okay, so you're.
realign that, but
You're saying
we
that it would be
prefer
the-
not to.
Yeah, the best fit is because you're saying the property line would be behind the building?
Yeah, we can't really change it as it goes by the garage so much, because we have to include
That's 50 feet,
the area
I
that's
think.
in the front there for its parking area and everything. We could, as we went up the map behind the existing house, then we would have to create a line that,
Okay, I
We're in a
understand.
sharp
So it's
angle.
something to do with the driveway there. I couldn't really. make
yeah,
that
we're
out.
trying to separate the improvements, the driveway improvements,
Okay,
which, in a way that makes sense between the two.
okay. What are we going to use that garage for on the lot when it's,
It's for the owner's private use
okay? Private use of for what?
as a garage.
As a garage. So that's I don't know totally about what is legal for an accessory structure on the lot by itself. Usually they have a principal building on there. So I would have to do a little bit more research on that, code. So,
Well, we've been in front of the planning board. They didn't seem to have an issue with it. I mean, that lot would be reserved for, in the future, it could be developed with a residence sometime in the future. But that's not the intent at this point. The intent is just to separate the existing structures.
okay. And one other issue, you cleared up the property, who owns that property? There was like a big box in the middle.
There was a box that crossed over, and there was a deed that box crossed both the property and the adjoining, I guess it's state land. The surveyor reviewed it and determined that it could be taken off of this property because in both cases, all of the property on this parcel is owned by our client.
Okay,
It's a little off that map, but on the top there, you'll see it still shows half of that box. It's
Right.
in effect disputed by deed, because there's two deeds that show two different things.
okay,
But because both deeds showed all the property on this owned by our client, the surveyor determined that he could remove it from the plan.
I have a question if I could.
sure, yep, you go ahead.
And lot
I'm done.
3, where the garage is, there's a septic there.
Yes.
But only lot 2 and 1 have a well. So what is running that septic, and is there water in that
Currently,
garage?
it's connected to the well on Lot 2. We will be proposing a well
A third well, though.
on that,
On lot 3.
on Lot 3, when we make our application to the health department.
Anybody else have any questions?
I think you hit what I was thinking of with, creating more acreage.
Anything you want to comment, Brendan, or no? Do you have any other issues?
Sure.
That I forgot?
So just you had briefly touched on the lot 3 principal use. I double checked with Mike before coming here today. He said it's technically a planning board issue, so they'll work that out as
Okay.
to what they're going to want to do, whether they'll want to put a restriction on lot 3 or something like that.
Okay,
So the zoning board doesn't necessarily have to worry about that portion of it.
okay,
We don't think you should rule today on it. We think you should put this over and keep the public hearing open for a couple of reasons. One's the lot 3. We don't know what's going to happen with that and whether potentially another variance could be required. It sounds like it's going to likely be a residence, but then the garage would then be a part of that, so it should be fine. But let's say they chose to do a different use and wanted to, make that garage into a commercial use, let's say down the line, then that would require another variance. They also, correct me if I'm wrong, with seeker, I don't believe that they've done seeker at the planning board stage.
No,
Okay.
they have not done it yet.
Yeah, so Mike said that you'll definitely want to wait till after seeker is complete.
planning board will do seeker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had, I was looking at the minutes, they named it as an unlisted action, but I actually don't know if they named themselves as lead agency.
Okay,
No, they did not.
Yeah, so that'll have to occur at the the next time in front of the planning board.
They're going to be in front of the planning board next week.
Okay. Yeah, so then likely that'll happen, and then once seeker is complete, then at that point you would want to look. And then I just noticed on the memo that there was a potential ownership dispute on the, if you're looking at the map, the top side
Mhm.
with the federal lands, I guess.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what I said,
mentioned in
to
the,
clear it up.
yeah.
He said they did, but
Okay.
I guess, do we need a documentation that is cleared up?
It'd be preferable, yeah, if they have some sort of documentation.
At this point, what I have is the certified survey. And like I stated, the surveyor reviewed the situation, and because both deeds show ownership fully on this property by Mr. Wenglowski, they took that portion of that overlapping parcel off.
It's
The only part that would be in question is the part that overlaps off the property onto the
Okay.
state's
Okay.
land.
Because on parcel access, you can see.
Yes, it goes over, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner pays taxes for both, for that square lot and this lot, which overlaps, so he's actually paying double for that portion that overlaps.
So how would they clear that up?
The ownership dispute,
Yeah.
preferably
That's just a
get.
question, I'm sorry.
Now,
Yeah,
I
they
know-
would- They would likely have to
I know the
mean,
town
you go through your
engineer had
title
concerns
company.
about that. And we've resubmitted this. I believe he's been able to review it. I know my boss, Joe Zarecki, had a conversation with him, and I believe those his concerns were taken care of.
I'm
But-
surprised it was allowed to be sold with that dispute from the beginning, before the gentleman.
When he
bought
purchased the property, it came with both deeds. So basically what it did was give him a disputed area. The only disputed area is the parcel, is the part that's above the property here, that's on the state land. That's why the surveyor determined that he could take it off of this survey, because it's not in dispute, that portion.
Well,
Even though it's
according to one
overlapped
deed,
on
it
two
is.
deeds, both deeds say he owns it.
Okay. Not the state, not the government, they don't own it,
Correct.
even though on the one deed it says that they do?
The-
No, both
You've
deeds.
got two deeds, and one says,
His deed says he owns the property onto the state land and what's on the half that would be on
and
this
the
property.
portion that's.
Correct. The state doesn't have any claim to the property that overlaps this parcel.
Gotcha.
And that's why they were able to take it off the certified survey.
And that is authorized through the state, right? They have to know that, hey, that there's a piece of property that technically the state owns that's on another parcel?
Well, they don't. The state doesn't own anything on this parcel. That's the whole point.
Okay.
The deed says that Mr. Wenglowski owns property onto the state
The
land.
state property, okay.
Yes.
Not the other way around?
Correct.
Okay. I thought there was, okay.
So, anybody else have any more questions?
No.
I'm gonna continue the public hearing until next month, until you go back to the planning board and get some more answers about that.
Okay.
And so I'm going to motion to keep the public hearing open. Do I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved?
Second. Joanne? Okay.
We're done.
When's the meeting for next time, just so I can,
May 12th,
May 12th?
I think.
Well, yes.
Isn't it? No, May 14th.
I still
Oh, there you
see-
go, yeah, it's right there.
Okay?
It's May 14th.
Should I buzzer?
Yeah, wait till she's finished.
We close the meeting.